from Shea Stadium in New York, it's the Yankees and the Mets in the finale of the Subway Series. This week on Sunday Night Baseball, it's the battle of the big city. The powerful Yankees ease their way to a shutout win in the series opener and have come back from a 5-week slump to win 7 of 8. Still, the spotlight is on manager Joe Torre, and tonight Joe Morgan visits with the Yankee skipper.
We're a better club. We're a much different club, I think, this year offensively.
After a dismal start, the Mets have been sparked by an infusion of young talent. Now, all eyes are focused on their 20-year-old phenom, Jose Reyes, who drove in 11 runs in his first 9 games. On the mound, it's a battle of great veterans. The Mets left-hander Tom Glavine and the Yankees left-hander David Wells, who has walked just 4 all year. We'll catch their craftsmanship with Sunday Night Baseball's exclusive K-Zone technology.
It's all coming up on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
Have already taken the field. Derek Jeter at short, then Jason Giambi at first. Raul Mondesi hitting cleanup in right field. Hideki Matsui in center. Todd Zeile, who had a home run wiped out yesterday because of the rain, at third base. Bubba Trammell in left. John Flaherty giving Jorge Posada a breather. And David Wells, the pitcher, is batting ninth. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan, and welcome to Sunday Night Baseball. Now, we're in the big city, Joe, the Big Apple. We give the licks. Well, I do.
Good offense. And there you see his record. And again, part of that, he missed the start a couple of weeks ago. For the first time, he had missed the start, his regular scheduled start for quite some time. But he says he's okay. It usually starts to tighten up a little bit in the 5th or 6th inning. There are his pitches: a 4-seam fastball, that's the riding fastball, 2-seam the sinker, and a curveball and a changeup. He will use mostly changeups and fastballs to keep these hitters off balance.
In Yankee Stadium, here is Alfonso Soriano, 19 homers, second in the American League in that category, against Glavine. First ball swinging, that's not unusual. And Burnett makes the grab. There is one away.
And defense behind him. Wilson behind the plate has a very good throwing arm. Phillips is just a few games at first base. Roberto Alomar, one of the better defensive second basemen ever. Reyes at shortstop, excellent defensively. Wigington at third is just average. Floyd's got bad legs, so he's not running well. Shinjo, very, very good outfielder. And Burnett's in right has a good arm.
Who missed 36 games right at the beginning of the year. Shoulder separation. He goes after the first pitch and is thrown out by Roberto Alomar. 2 pitches and 2 men gone.
Well, that's the way the Yankees are, and that's why I say I wanted to see this, because I think Glavine can work things in his favor by just throwing pitches that are close enough that they can reach him.
Giambi, who got off to a very slow start this year, and he's been coming on lately.
You can see what he's done the last 27 games, so he is swinging a hot bat.
There is Reyes, the young shortstop, playing second base at the moment. And it's a 6-pitch inning for Tom Glavine. The Yankees go down in order. And Reyes, the 20-year-old phenom, about to lead off for the Mets. Mets batting order against David Wells. Jose Reyes at shortstop, the switch-hitting phenom. Roberto Alomar, another switch hitter at second. Ty Wigington, the young third baseman. Clifford Floyd, he's the powerful Mets hitter. And in the absence of Mike Piazza, he's one of the few that they've got in there. He's in left field. Jason Phillips, the rookie at first base. Jeremy Burnett, who's come back with a hot hand since returning from the DL. He's in right. Vance Wilson catching. Tsuyoshi Shinjo in center, and Glavine hitting ninth, all against the veteran David Wells.
Curveball and a change. And he will use the curveball a lot more effectively than Glavine does.
Right there in the outside corner at the knees. And it is 0-1. Now Reyes is only 20 years old, but already came in his 4th big league game. He got that high fastball and he erected a base hit to left field. And let's take a look at that pitch now from K-Zone, presented by Carfax.
If they're switch hitters, they're better high ball hitters from the right side, better low ball hitters from the left side. That's a real high fastball, and he gets on top of it.
If I'm Art Howe, I'm trying to help Art out a little bit here. I got to put Reyes in motion because Roberto Alomar's having a terrible time. As a right-handed hitter, he's hitting only 174. And there's Art Howe.
Well, Wells does not have a great move to first base. He just picked him off. Upgrade that to a better move.
One of the inside.
Watch him. I mean, he's leaning that way. I mean, that's not all his weight is still going that way. It's not going forward. And he is out easily.
Back to David Wells. And Roberto Alomar is out easily. Two men gone just like that.
Just trying to read him, and he did not do a good job.
0-2 the count. Oh, a little cutter in under the hand. Strike three. No score after one. And he and Glavine, they've faced off many times over the years. 2 strikes to Mondesi. Matsui on deck. And a pop-up. Roberto Alomar. Out number 1. For the Yankees, hitting .283, 6 homers, 23 doubles, and 46 runs batted in.
And he's been really swinging the bat well lately, John. He was struggling.
Struck him out with a changeup. Todd Zeile.
There's Joe. He's, of course, won the most championships of any of those guys on that list.
Cast a vote. Todd Zeile, the hitter. Now, sometimes you're going bad, things are just, everything goes bad. He's 0 for his last 20.
Pitch a lot.
3-2 the count. And he walks him on the changeup. So, just as you say, Joe, he will not give in.
No, I mean, and there's no reason to.
So here's Bubba Trammell. The shortstop, Reyes, makes that one-headed pickup and throws him out. 1 man left. We go to the last of the second. Cliff Floyd.
Let the ball come to your glove. You open your pocket as wide as you can, and it'll bounce in there. But what that did show is that he's got good hands.
Affects him running the bases. 3-2 the count. That one is cracked deep to center. Way back there is Matsui. All the way back, and that ball is gone to the deepest part of the ballpark. A tape measure homer for Clifford Floyd.
You don't really need to plant. Fastball away, and he just rips it dead center field right over the 410 sign.
Now Jason Phillips, Mets rookie, lines one to left field, and that's a base hit.
He's been really swinging the bat well.
By the way, that is Gary Pettis is the first base coach.
I didn't want to say anything. I just, gonna let you correct it. Gary's from Oakland's the reason I know, and I think he took it because he couldn't hit it.
Runner goes. Fastball. Short hop by Jeter. He's going to have to go to first, and he does. Wilson is retired. Phillip, 1 ball and no strikes. And now the catcher, Flaherty, runs out to speak with David Wells.
Well, I'm sure he wants to remind him that Tom Glavine. Well, they're having fun. They're at the ball game.
Here's the 10th pitch to Shinjo, and he changed up and struck him out. 1-0 Mets. Now, when we come back, we'll visit with former Mets manager Bobby Valentine. David Wells is on deck. And with us from the studios, baseball tonight is 1 pitch to Flaherty. And that is down the right field line. Burnett's after a long run into the corner, and he's got it. Flaherty retired. There is 1 away. Now, Bobby, what about these Mets? I mean, they seem to be going a different way now. Almost by necessity with the injury to Piazza and whatnot. I got a lot of young guys out on this field. What do you think?
Reyes is one of the fine talents in all of baseball, and he's excited. And there he is making an easy play look easy, which a big leaguer is supposed to do, right, Joe?
Yeah, but thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you were watching that.
I've been
That's
listening.
what they're supposed to do.
That's what they're supposed to do
that.
In front of the big crowds, with the speed of the game at the major league, and handle big league pitching. I think he can handle the rest of the pitching, and if not, he still has winter ball where he's going to get another 65 games to develop if they want to use that. So I think it's very necessary for them to use the rest of this season to help this young man develop as a major league baseball player. To jeopardy with, as he hits so much better right-handed, someone might get the crazy idea of having only hit right-handed.
Phillips on the bag at first with Soriano, who's a base-stealing threat. Jeter at the plate. There goes Soriano. They got him picked off. Phillips is going to make the throw, the tag, and Reyes tags out Soriano, and the inning is over. All right, Bobby Valentine's here with us. He's going to stay put, and we're going to go to the last half of the third with the Mets leading the Alomar to follow. Bobby Valentine, the former Mets manager, now with us here at ESPN on Baseball Tonight. Up as Tom Glavine. It's a little dribbler, and Wells with the barehanded pickup. Glavine is retired, and there is one away.
Didn't pan out, obviously. So now the blend of youth and experience is the way they're thinking about going. It's probably a better idea. Not on a full-time basis, but he's going to be a first baseman slash catcher. And I haven't talked to Mike. Hopefully he'll be willing. I think he'll be able if he gets enough of time to work at it. Well, I guess in the long run, if you're thinking about Mike's total career, that probably is true, and it might even be best for the team right now. But remember, this is a guy who came from, there's a ball to Alomar, who came from very high means. He didn't need to play baseball and make money. He's made a lot of money because he's dedicated himself to be one thing, the best catcher to ever play.
Exactly.
It is now raining again at Shea Stadium. 3-2 to Roberto Alomar.
Not real hard, though, Bobby. We're all right.
Okay.
And Derek Jeter,
good report,
on a routine play, throws out Roberto Alomar. Bobby Valentine, enjoying you on Baseball Tonight. Thanks for stopping in.
I love you guys. Thanks Joe. Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Take care.
A line drive back at Glavine, off the bat of Jeter. Glavine throws him out, and let's see if Glavine's okay.
Well, he looked like he got his glove up in time, but you never know because it was hit so hard and so got back there so quickly. Well, he's stretching. Maybe he didn't get it up in time.
In the rain at Shea Stadium, not an extremely heavy rain, but a steady rain falling.
Let's take a look here. He's trying to react. I don't think he did. It looked like it may have hit him on the leg. I'm not sure. Yeah, it hit him on the leg. It didn't look like he got his glove there in time.
Well, we're playing in the rain again here in New York. Rain has just become an everyday fact of life in this part of the country. 0-2 the count. And another changeup. Strike three. The Mets lead the Yankees 1-0. It's been pretty vintage Tom Glavine so far tonight.
Well, I expected that. That's what I was saying at the beginning because these guys are more free swingers.
There's Clifford Floyd over toward left center.
Stumbling over there, too, I might add.
Playing in pain out there, Clifford Floyd. He's coming up second when we come back. We got a vintage matchup here at Shea Stadium, the two New York ball clubs with David Wells and Tom Glavine. And there's the former mayor, Rudolph Giuliani, and the current mayor, Mike Bloomberg, both in attendance. Giuliani, of course, was very well known as a Yankee fan. Bloomberg is a Mets fan. There's Jack Nicholson. He's sitting down by the Yankee dugout, also a Yankee fan. For the Mets, Wigginton bloops one into center, and that is a base hit. And it will bring up Cliff Floyd, who homered his first time. Floyd hit that one over the 410-foot marker, the deepest, most distant low. 0-2. There goes Wigginton. Strike three, but Wigginton steals it easily without drawing a throw. And the Rangers. Phillips to deep center. Matsui. That's what usually happens to balls that are hit to that part of the ballpark.
Well, that was also an off-speed pitch, a changeup. So it's interesting to me, John, though, because the scout said that Matsui was not a good outfielder, but he could hit home runs. And it's almost been the opposite. He doesn't hit many home runs, but he is a good outfield. Well, so they're missing two really good players right now.
Curveball rolled to Soriano. And the inning is over. 1. Matsui, I mean, the greatest slugger in the Japanese leagues, hit 50 home runs last year there. But 40 homers and 102 batted in. over the mound. Alomar. Safe as Phillips could not hold that one-hop throw.
That was a nice attempt by Phillips to hold it.
Has not stolen, nor has he attempted to steal a base this year. Count.
Well,
he is running. And look at that, right through the open side of the infield. Matsui will speed into third.
Well, that's why you have some hitters can hit and run, others cannot. And Joe Torre talked to me about that in our conversation today. And that was a perfect situation. Didn't run. It's always perfect with Tom Glavine.
But not counted. This one doesn't count just yet. A half swing. Matsui breaks for the plate. Reyes to second in time with a force out. And the Yankees have tied the game. Trammell gets an RBI on an inadvertent swing.
This is not as routine a play as it appears. Now watch, see, it rolls on the grass a couple of times. Now watch it kind of slips out of his hand there. And he ends up, you see him wiping his leg because the wet ball had slipped out of his hand.
Alomar. One over to first. Two. Double play off the bat of Flaherty. And Roberto Alomar starts a beautiful double play to end the inning. But the Yankees have tied it. Material around the home plate area. And Vance Wilson seems to be having a little trouble with it. Scored in the second on the Clifford Floyd home run. And the Yankees scored in the first half of this inning. And a hit and run play was a big play in the inning. Shallow right center, base hit for Wilson.
Now let's take a look at the double play that ended the inning. And this is one of the reasons Roberto Alomar is one of the great defensive players of all time. He catches the ball, but instead of flipping it with his glove, he takes his time, flips it to the second baseman, shortstop, perfect feed, and now becomes an easy double play. So often we see guys try to backhand that ball with the glove, and they don't quite make the play the same way, but that was...
All right, now Shinjo is a guy, I mean, he's not like Todd Zeile.
No,
Shinjo
he's a free swinger.
He swings and misses a lot.
Yeah, it's a different situation than what Joe Torre had.
Yankees, the middle infielders are pulled in halfway, and Shinjo drops a bunt. Soriano goes over to cover first, and the ball is juggled by Giambi, and they get nobody.
Come in and field it, but Giambi fumbles it and is not able to get anyone at first base. Good hustle by Shinjo as well. See, I think he looked up to see where Shinjo was, and he didn't come up. Now watch him look up. He'll look up to see where Shinjo is, and he just does not make the play. And Shinjo did a great job of hustling. You know, when you sacrifice a lot of times, you just run it out. But you can see he's going full speed down the line. Good job.
Now Glavine gets a bunt down. Zeile's only play is to first. Soriano covering. Wilson over to third. Shinjo over to second.
And that is situational hitting. You are hitting right now. You know what you have to do. I have to get the ball into the outfield.
Wilson at third. Shinjo at second. Into left field and hit well. Trammell still going back onto the warning track. Wilson will score easily after the tag out. Shinjo is 2/3 of the way to third. He goes back to second. And Jose Reyes continues to get it done in the clutch. His 12th RBI in only his 12th big league game. And John, this game's going to be able to continue tonight. We've been playing in the rain here for the last couple of innings, although the rain is much lighter. Alomar in the left field, deep again. Trammell going back. The wind holds it up, and the inning is over. But the Mets, it's now an official game, and the Mets are leading 2-1. Wells grounded out to short his first time. He'll be followed by the leadoff man, Alfonso Soriano. 247 games in the big leagues, who broke into the big leagues all the way back in 1987. He's facing David Wells, who also broke in 87. And there is out number one.
In the past, you've always been able to contain everything in the clubhouse. It seems that there's more outside stuff that you have to deal with this year than ever before. I mean, or am I just imagining that?
No, I think so, and I haven't done a very good job. you know, I think my first commitment to this team when I took over, and you know, I was outside the fishbowl for the longest time, like most people are, and they watch what goes on, you know, in the days of Gossage and Nettles and the Bronx Zoo and stuff like that, and you're always curious how you would handle certain situations. But I knew that most of the disruptions and distractions came from the fact that, came from not a lot of baseball-related things. So what I made a commitment to my ball club about was that I'm going to try to keep as many distractions away from you as I can, try to insulate the clubhouse as best I can. And, you know, it's worked pretty well over the last 7 or so years. I got, I thought this year it's been more public. I'm a little more wary now about even talking about Mr. Steinbrenner, because I seem to say things and they don't turn out real good. So I'm sort of reserving that stuff from now on. But I think it's so important in New York because of, you know, talk radio and because of the number of media people. And players read the paper and they listen to the radio. And I think it's important to make sure that they're concentrating on the game. And my concern is I don't want them worried about what might happen, whether somebody's going to be traded or sent to the minor leagues. I'd like them to have that information from me. So that's been a tougher job this year.
And I thought that was a fantastic answer.
Serenity surrounded the Yankees in the Joe Torre era that was never there during the George Steinbrenner era. Soriano started, then stopped, and the ball is whacked into left field for a base hit. Goes to start an inning against Tom Glavine. 1 ball and no strikes to Glavine, to Giambi, who has grounded out.
A sinker, and he hits into the double play.
Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and now the bases are loaded. And at least from Glavine's point of view, a hitter with whom he is well familiar.
Well, in that case there also, we talked about Glavine not giving in. When the count went to 2-0, he was not going to give in to Giambi. He was hoping that he could throw the ball close enough that Giambi would chase a pitch or swing at it. He could not get Giambi.
Well, this ordinarily, when he's healthy, Bertie Williams would be up right now.
Right.
That's a double play ball. Reyes for 1 to first. 2. And for the second consecutive inning, Glavine gets the inning-ending double play. The Yankees do not score. He'll be followed by the cleanup hitter, Clifford Floyd, and then Jason Phillips.
For the 7th, and he did get hit by the line drive as well.
Change up, tapped slowly. Soriano, barehanded pickup. Got him! And Wilkinson did not think so.
He barehands it, and he fires it to first base. And Giambi was in. Now watch, see how close he is to first base, and he fires it. And you see Giambi just trying to protect himself, and he is out.
Great call by Doug Eddings.
Yeah, he was out. But that was a tough play on both ends. Protect himself almost.
On that curveball, there is Soriano, shallow right. He stumbles on the wet ground and still throws him out.
Nice play. I hope he's not. Yeah, he's okay.
2 men on right now with nobody out.
Well, 2 years ago they probably would have. He's
Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, that pitch that was just out of the strike zone, only the 4th time that Wells has been out of the strike zone for the last 12 hitters.
Well, he's given up a few of these too. Little flares that fall in. Just pat him on the back if, say job well done in the last inning. But I think he's gone. Because once you shake his hand, that's kind of the good night touch.
Now Jeremy Burnitz. Plenty of room for Trammell out there. Again, balls to left field are against the wind right now. 1 hit, 1 left. Going to the 7th inning. Matsui, perhaps against Franco. And that's got to be something to do with the reason he's out, Joe. That something isn't quite right because he'd only thrown 66 pitches.
Well, I think the elbow tightened it a little bit, and remember, as we talked about, he got hit.
Has paid a price to get back here and into the big leagues again. He's now 3. Matsui deep into right field. Way back there. And that ball is gone. A home run. It is tied up. Matsui with his 7th home run of the year.
And he drives it out of the ballpark. Plus the wind is blowing that way. Well, just a little cutter. Didn't do very much at all. And he hit it right out of here.
Joe Morgan, Diamond Daly.
Oh, yeah.
The second half of the season. Right back to John Franco on a broken bat. One away. Bubba is 0 for 2, although he got a run batted in. Jimmy Morris said in my earphone, weather's coming.
I know, it got me too.
And I thought, I immediately looked out to see where the lightning was. Here's Reyes from the hole. Now that's a pretty good arm.
Yeah, I wanted to see that because I have.
The Red Sox lost to the Phillies again today. We're trying to make life difficult for Joe Torre's club. A pop-up. Shallow right. And Roberto Alomar calls off Phillips and takes it. But Matsui greets Franco with a home run. The Yankees have tied it. 7th-inning stretch time at Shea.
I know.
Well, you had seen it.
Yeah,
at the same time. And Limousin. It's each team with 1 homer. Blue. And right there is Mondesi. Mondesi can't get a hard, and then the wind started to carry a little bit. He had struck out, and then he's had a sacrifice bunt. And on that play, he reached base on the subsequent error by Jason Giambi. Says he's okay. He'll continue. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shinjo. Into left field. Going back is Trammell. Still going back. And the wind seems to hold this one up. That's about 3 balls now the Mets have hit against that wind in left field. This one actually, I think, was hit better than either one of those.
I agree with you. Now look at the wind.
At Yankee Stadium, 1 game at Shea Stadium next Saturday to make up for yesterday's rainout. And a pop-up. Giambi. In fair ground. Himself a former Met. And he is hitting .264 with 9 home runs. And Chris Hammond warming up. The score in this inning. Strike 3. Ventura called out.
John, we're going to stay in town tomorrow and go to the funeral. We want to send our condolences. Larry was pretty much on his own. So
Armando Benitez up in the bullpen. Guarding the line that time and making the play. Ty Wigginton to retire Soriano.
And this ball is smashed. You see where he is right there. And he's able to cover the ground. Nice catch. And this is the tough part. That's a long throw. And he didn't have time to set himself. Nice stretch there at first base. Just to try to get Wigginton in at third base, because with 2 outs.
In 1947, that was commemorated right here at Shea, a Dodgers-Mets game that night. And Larry Doby came on the air with us. 3-2 to Jeter. Off the fists. Wigginton. Giambi stranded in the on-deck circle. He'll lead off in the 9th inning. Top of the order for the Mets, the rookie Reyes, then Alomar and Wigginton. Race as we approach midseason. The Mets, well, they're at the moment not even on the fringes of a pennant race, undergoing more of a transformation. And nonetheless, on the list, here is Jose Reyes, the rookie, popping one up. Jeter, number 1. Reyes is now 1 for 3 in the game with a sacrifice fly.
Second baseman. That's interesting voting, Larry. They're very close. Joe Torre, Dusty Baker,
who in effect came out of retirement to take over the Expos at the behest of the commissioner of baseball. And the Expos have just done a great job.
Fantastic job.
Base hit for Roberto Alomar, his first hit of the game. This year with the Yankees. In effect, he replaced Mike Stanton, who's now with the Mets. 30 innings pitched. That's a base hit. Over Jeter into left center. Alomar will stop at second. So 2 men are on with 1 man out. And the Mets cleanup hitter, their slugger, Clifford Floyd, coming up. Cliff Floyd. And that's knocked down by Flaherty and keeps it 2-2 the count. Oh, another changeup for the strikeout.
Your choke change. By that, you choke it back in your fingers.
Jason Phillips has had two. There go the runners. Phillips, base hit to right field. Mondesi's got the great arm. He's going to throw to third instead. Alomar has scored the go-ahead run. They've got Wigginton in a rundown. Jeter to Hammond for the tagout, and the inning is over. But the rookie, Jason Phillips, comes through in the clutch. The Mets have a one-run lead. Armando Benitez is coming in for the bullpen. Giambi, Mondesi, and Matsui, the big hitters, coming up for the Yankees. A one-run ball game. Giambi 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Timo Perez also into the game to play left field. Floyd is out. And he has walked Giambi to start the inning.
The pitch inside, and that pitch was away, and he went the other way with it.
Pin busy. Jeff Weaver warming up. 3-2. The Mets lead the Yankees. It's the teams that need closers who are in contention. In the dirt. And breaking is Wilson, and he's in there. And now he's going to... Nope. He thought about it, but Shinjo backed up the play.
All bounced, and he was off and running right away. See, good job by Vance Wilson to keep the ball in front of him, but watch. Right away, you see the break at first base by Enrique Wilson, and no chance. Roberto tries to short hop it, and he can't.
A ball and 2 strikes. The splitter lifted to left. Timo Perez. Wilson tagging up and bluffing.
Looked like he broke his bat.
Hit in the 5th inning and scored the first Yankee run, and then he homered in the 7th inning.
I don't necessarily agree, but you might be right. You have to be ready for that.
And it's another 4-pitch walk. So the 2 left-handed hitters in the inning have drawn 4-pitch walks. So here is Zeal. He's going to be left up there to swing away. Zeal 0 for 3 against Benitez lifetime.
I am surprised.
His first 10 games, he had 4 blown saves. But he'd been
none in the last 26 games. And 12 saves in that time. Pretty good.
Yankee fans for Game 1 of that 2000 World Series.
That's what you're supposed to do. Throw the fastball.
Shinjo has got a very strong arm. Wilson is going to take off for third. The throw cut off by Reyes. But they hold that runner at first base. Matsui. Zeal retired. 2 down. The possible tying run at third. And now he's hitting .412 as a member of the Yankees. In 34 at-bats with 2 homers and 4 doubles.
And he's a very good fastball hitter. And off the plate.
It's a 4-pitch walk. He's walked, the bases loaded.
Well, and now you're going to see Posada. I mean, they looked over there, Flaherty was on deck, but they also have to remember that Posada was in the dugout.
And as soon as they saw him come out of the dugout, that brought a big response from the Yankee fans here at Shea Stadium. So Posada, who is having a very strong year for power. 15 homers, 45 days. The bases are loaded. 2 men down. The Mets lead by a run. Benitez has not retired a left-handed hitter in this inning. So now Wilson at third. Matsui at second. Sierra at first. They'll all be running. The Mets lead by a run. 2 down. There they go. And he has walked in the tying run. Your pardon. And it is 3-3. Rivera hitting .230. Armando Benitez, his first blown save since very early in the season. Graham Lloyd, meanwhile, a left-hander, is now up in the Mets bullpen. 3 men on. Right to Roberto Alomar. And the backhand feed to Reyes. And the Mets fans with a hostile reaction to their closer, Armando Benitez. It is 3-3 to the last of the ninth. Burnett will come up. 3-3. Rivera, who spent a good part of the early season on the disabled list, a 1.69 earned run average, 20 strikeouts, 3 walks. He has walked fewer people for the season than Armando Benitez just walked in the 1 inning. Armando Benitez just walked as many people in an inning as David Wells has walked in 106 2/3 innings this year. Jorge Posada stays in to do the catching. Also staying in, Ruben Sierra, now the left fielder.
Number 20.
And staying in to play third base, Enrique Wilson, who pinch hit for Giambi. He scored the tying run eventually. And moving from third base over to first base is Todd Zeile.
Well, John, you talk about the walks. I do not think that he and the catcher worked very well that inning. You know, I mean, all the targets to the left-handed hitters were down in a one time.
Jeremy Burnett against Rivera, and that cut fastball, but this one is a bloop in the left field for a base hit.
Well, he threw that cutter and he hit him on the fist. But that's made a little bit of the new Jeremy Burnett.
On the bag with Burnett at first. Now the show of the bunt, and that is a popped up and caught easily by Zeile and foul ground.
Well, the one thing I said earlier in the game, if the guy squares around a bunch of throws.
The pinch hitter for Tsuyoshi Shinjo in the last half of the 9th inning. Cedeno, a switch hitter, will bat left-handed. If there is a 10th inning, this could be 2. Jeter to second, they get 1. Soriano, too late to first. Just not hit quite hard enough for the speedy, or with the speedy Cedeno running to double him up. Came into the game in the top half of this inning with Benitez.
Nice.
Well, I like the idea of stealing them. There goes Cedeno. They pitch out. And the throw is right there waiting.
Well, that's not as bad as it looked if you're the Mets.
Guy was 0-2. He'll get to start over again in the 10th.
And he's already seen some pitches against Rivera.
On to the 10th we go. In the 9th inning in this one. Not Graham Lloyd. The veteran left-hander comes on from the Mets bullpen. The 5th pitcher of the game used by the Mets. Meanwhile, a new look in the outfield. Joe McEwing is now in left field. Timo Perez moves from left over to center field. And staying in the game to play right field, Roger Cedeno. 3-3. The Yankees only have 6 hits in this game. The Mets have 10 hits. That's a base hit. Hit number 7 for the Yankees. And 3 of those 7 hits off the bat of Alfonso Soriano, who came on as a pinch runner for Giambi in the 9th inning when the Yankees needed that tying run.
I don't know who's going to steal that base. Now he stops.
That is just over it. The glove of Reyes, base hit. So Soriano and Jeter hitting only 186. He's a switch hitter. But it seems to be a bunting situation. You got plenty of speed in the base paths here.
But I think they will bunt. I mean, I think that's what they're going. Yeah, they would.
There's the bunt.
Perfect.
And look out, they might not get anybody. Here's the throw just in time. Lloyd,
Nice
he
play.
thought the third baseman Wigginton was going to come in and field it, and Wigginton went back to third. The reliever, John Franco, he homered, and no left-handed hitters homer against Franco. He doesn't need a homer now. A fly ball could do it. He got a real fast runner at third in Alfonso Soriano. This was back in the 7th against Franco. Matsui is hitting .295 for the year with runners in scoring position. And that's another area where the Yankees have not excelled. As a team, they've not hit all that well in these kinds of situations. 1 man out. This could be 2. Alomar to second 1. Reyes to first. Double play. The save is retired.
Perfect feed, perfect throw. I mean, that's textbook.
He had a role in that 2000 World Series, and he did not run on what proved to be a double by Todd Zeile. A drag bunt attempt, but right back to Rivera. So much for all that knowledge he gained against Rivera. Mickey Wilson is not only guarding the foul line, but he's also playing very shallow for the young Reyes.
It's interesting. It's one of the things that Bobby talked to us about.
I remember in '98 World Series, they were so dominated by Mariano that the Padres were putting up right-handed hitters as pinch hitters again.
Exactly, and they're all made out too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I don't think you're better off.
Roberto Alomar taking his stride.
You don't see Roberto jumping over there on the right side. I mean, he's a switch hitter as well. But
Roberto Alomar struck him out. A very quick, quiet 10th inning for the Mets. Now to the 11th inning. Todd Zeile, Ruben Sierra, Jorge Posada due up. Ballpark in Arlington. That's tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Strike one from Graham Lloyd to Todd Zeile, and he tries to backdoor him with a curveball and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. And night game next Saturday night back here at Shea. Second half of a day-night Chew Stadium doubleheader. Zeile leads off the inning with a walk. Couple of hits if he'd ever thrown a strike to any of those left-handed hitters.
Correct, but you'd like to try to find out.
It's not like they had much of a chance to get a hit.
If you're Art Howe, you would like to make them swing the bat.
Ruben Sierra. And that is a little bloop for a base hit to left. Zeile turns second, and he'll hold there. Ruben Sierra.
And that's quite an accomplishment for Ruben, especially because he was out of the game for a while. And now he has 2,000 base hits.
I don't see Posada bunting.
Long period of time. They've got someone warming in the bullpen.
But they've only got one non-pitcher still available in their dugout.
Well, I'm sure that Joe does too, but I'm just saying don't be surprised.
This should be a double play. Reyes. Oh, and he boots it. And Zeile's going to stop at third.
Nice play there by Roberto Alomar to get out there quickly.
A possible double play ball.
Well, watch. Well, no, he looked towards his glove. He did not turn away. I thought I saw his head look towards second base. He just missed it.
The New York Yankees.
But look at Roberto Alomar. He hustles out there. That saves the run. Well, he just missed the ball. But see, Alomar chases it down, and that saves the run right there. If he doesn't hustle to get that ball, by the time an outfielder would have gotten there.
Ball one.
Well, you had to, John, I was thinking you were going to have to pinch hit for Rivera anyway. You don't want him going more than 2 innings anyway. I mean.
Well, that's a full count. 3-2. And he has walked in the run. The Mets bullpen, having walked in the tying run in the 9th inning, has walked in the go-ahead run in the 11th inning. The Mets have been self-destructing in this one. Rhode Island in the offseason. He's had previous big league experience with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He inherits 3 base runners with nobody out, and Alfonso Soriano at the plate. 3 hits in 5 at-bats, 3 singles. Knocked down by Wigginton. He's still got time for a force out at third, and he gets it. But scoring is Sierra. Posada forced out.
Shortstop.
Well, he hits it pretty hard down the third baseline. And you see Wigginton goes down to block it, which he's supposed to do. He keeps it on the infield. And as you mentioned, he has a chance to go to third base and tag and get Posada. Well, he's just fighting that ball, trying to smother it, which is what he's supposed to do, and he gets the job done.
Right. Jeter has had 2 hits. No longer be around. And they've got the runner picked off at second, and
I hope that's not Charles Jeff Gibson.
Gibson is out. Yeah. So he got the timing right. It's just where Wheeler threw that got him. Inside, 2-2 now to Jeter. To start the next day's game twice There goes Soriano. And Wilson's throw, not in time. Curveball, and the 20th steal of the year for Soriano. And that's ball 4 to Jeter. Another walk. That's the 8th walk received by the Yankees in the last 3 innings. And that's what they have left of the bullpen. Antonio Osuna is on the disabled list right now. Hard-throwing right-hander. Steve Carsey has been on the disabled list all year long. Is going to miss the year. That ball is driven down the right field line by Wilson. That's a fair ball. It hit the wall. Soriano scores. Jeter being waved home. Here's the relay, and he scores. The ball off the catcher and over to third base goes Enrique Wilson. And the Yankees have started to break it open now. A 4-run 11th inning. It is 7-3 Yankees.
Well, Enrique Wilson hits this ball awfully hard. It's low and in. He turns on it. And, I mean, it hits the bottom of the wall. I mean, that was a line drive off the wall down the right field line. And Joe says yes.
Now Mondesi. Wigginton picks it up. Mondesi is thrown out. Mondesi 0 for 5. But a 4-run rally. And the Yankees lead 7-3. And Jason Anderson's going to come in. Alexander?
I was going to say, you're like Joe Torre.
This is the former co-star of the Seinfeld show. The Yankee pitcher, 24 years old. It's a high pop fly. And Mondesi takes charge on that one. Matsui got out of his way. And he is hitting here in the spot formerly occupied by Cliff Floyd. Floyd left the game when they made a double switch. Got beat up tonight. 5 innings pitched, 4 runs, 6 hits. I beg your pardon, 6 runs on 4 hits. 3 of the runs earned.
Strikes.
And then in the last of the night, after the game was tied, they did get a bunt down. Strike 3. McEwing is gone. Jason Anderson with 2 down and nobody on. Pretty hard, 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there.
Well, Joe Torre said before the game that he really likes him. As soon as he feels comfortable here, he's going to make a real contribution to this bullpen to close it out.
That is a base hit on a slider. Phillips went down to get it for his 4th hit of the night. So the Mets, who got, as you saw, have that bullpen getting ready just in case it's a 12th inning. E2. Jay Bell, who played in that World Series 2 years ago, this game by the 2 managers. Jason Anderson. And there's a fly ball to center. Matsui. From Shea Stadium, sayonara. The Yankees have beaten the Mets. They sweep the 2 played this weekend at Shea. They'll reconvene next weekend at Yankee Stadium. We'll see you next Sunday night. 7-3 the final. Stay tuned. SportsCenter coming up next for Joe Morgan and our entire ESPN crew. I'm John Miller. Good night.